Had you been involved in politics before?
Oh yeah, off and on. Ever since 9th grade. I wanted to come to Washington and work on the Hill, which I did. That was a long time ago.
So you no longer work on the Hill?
No, I left the Hill when I got millions and billions confused, and this was back in the late 70s. And that's true. I would look at a piece of legislation, I'd see it was for tens of millions, and I thought, well, that can't be. It has to be billions. And at that point, I knew that I had lost touch with reality. I was also tired of being on the taking end of tax dollars. I wanted to understand how the tax dollars were generated. That's why I left the Hill, and that's why I think we need term limits. I think that the Tea Party movement is so much closer to individual people and to the concerns that people have now. We look at the parties on both sides, and I see organizations that have grown out of touch. I've even tried to go speak with people at the RNC before, and I said, listen, I'm slightly outside the Beltway, but I'm outside the Beltway. Let me give you my perspective of what I see. And it's impossible to meet anybody there. It's very frustrating. And I will say, when I go back to the Hill now, there's such a chasm that has developed between the Hill and the constituents. I don't want to bore you with a lot of different stories, but I can just tell you, I think there's a huge chasm that has developed. There might as well be a moat around the Hill. They don't communicate with people, and so I think that organizations have solidified their power with the structures that they have built over the years as people weren't paying attention. And finally we've reached that tipping point and people realize something is not right within Washington. And it's exciting to be in a grassroots movement. There is no head to it. People are empowered as individuals. It's very exciting. I'm part of National Capital Tea Party Patriots, which is a group that reaches out to people in Maryland, Virginia, and the District of Columbia. I also follow Americans for Prosperity. So I'm not heading up either of those groups. I can't tell you how many people are involved, but they must have a lot of followers, because when there are meetings, usually monthly meetings, a lot of people will turn out. And it's interesting, at most of the meetings they will go around at first and say, whoever is new, introduce yourselves and how did you get involved. And I will tell you, it crosses party lines. There are more people, I think, who've said, I've never been involved in politics and now I'm here to find out what I can do. It's incredible. That runs through every organization that I've attended, a meeting, even Tea Party events. People who've never been involved are standing up and saying something is not right. They know it in their gut and they want to be involved.